Let me play a video by the absolutely grotesque liar, documented liar, fraud, Spygate hoaxer, a collusion hoaxer, and quarantine breaking Chris Cuomo. Remember him, Joe, emerging from the basement from quarantine on CNN? Meanwhile, he had run into a guy. Remember him? And the week before, he had a scuffle with a biker outside of his base. He was supposed to be in quarantine because he had the coronavirus.
Right.
So, Chris is a liar. His brother's a liar, Andrew Cuomo. That's what they do. So Chris Cuomo decided to do a segment last night, again, trying to instigate racial division in this country instead of actually heal it. Some of the members of Congress I testified in front of on the Democrat side wanted to do that too. They had zero interest in healing a racial divide in this country because CNN and others in these networks actively profit by telling you how bad it is, hoping they'll get your eyeballs on the screen and they can sell ads. That's what they do. So CNN had this segment last night where Chris Cuomo wants to talk about the condition of Black America economically. But if you'll notice, if you're paying attention to what he says, and I'm sorry, because this is on our YouTube, youtube.com/Bungie. If you're watching, it'll be clearer. If you're listening on audio, though, you may still pick up what he said. I want you to listen to this and how he deceptively talks about the condition of Black America economically by using a very specific cutoff date. Check this out. More on the other side.
White people make more money than blacks do, period, even if they have the same level of education, even if they're in the same jobs. In fact, that fundamental divide is as wide now as it was the year Dr. King was shot. So much for Trump's economy being the best ever for black people. Not relatively, and relativity matters.
Did you see it? Now, some of you on the audio, you may say, well, he's trying to make the point that Black America is suffering far worse than white America, and it's all getting worse. But did you notice, if you're watching the YouTube, you got to cheat a little bit. Did you notice when those graphs he's using stop? 2016. You think I'm kidding? You can rewind that and play it again if you'd like. You all out there, you podcast listeners and YouTube watchers that watch our show, watch it on Bongino.com. That's always an option for you too, by the way, on our own website. We put that out there. You can see it. The graph stops in 2016. Joe,
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
You did? Seriously? You messed with it? You didn't catch it?
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people didn't.
Catch it.
Can you play it again? Paula, cue that up again if you don't mind. Play this video and watch, folks. Now, if you listen on the audio, but if we're watching it, I want you to look at the chart he puts up and look at the date the graph stops. Play that again.
White people make more money than blacks do, period, even if they have the same level of education, even if they're in the same jobs. In fact, that fundamental divide is as wide now as it was the year Dr. King was shot.
You see it? Paula's got it on pause. Go to our YouTube, folks, youtube.com/Bongino. Look at where it ends. 2016. Joe, I remember election night well. You and I were, working hard together on election night. Election night was 2016, right? And who who won that? Was it Hillary or Trump? I missed it.
Trump.
Okay, come on, don't mess this up. Trump, thank you. Yeah, I forgot.
Trump got it.
Yeah, thank you. The jury's ruled it is Donald Trump. Joe's correct. I missed that. I've been hibernating for the past few years. Interesting that they cut that off. So just to be clear, Chris Cuomo, in his efforts to inflame racial division in the country, because that's what they do, he has zero interest in solving the problems of the Black community in America. His point is that Black community, you've never had it worse. Never. He doesn't tell you, by the way. It's actually better if you're listening on audio because he hasn't mentioned 2016. So you being confused because you were just listening is even better because I had to tell you what he's talking about ended in 2016 when Donald Trump became president. Now, you know what's fascinating about this? You would think Cuomo, who's a dishonest, lying hack, we already know this. It's already been established. He's not an honest human being. You would think he would have checked CNN's own website. Remember, the point he's trying to make here, which is a lie and is gaslighting, and it's Russian Soviet propaganda, is Donald Trump, forget it. Black community, the Black men and women out there, you've never had it worse. It took me Joe, I'm not kidding, probably 7 to 10 seconds, because I'm a slow typer on my iPhone, to put in CNN, Black unemployment under Trump. I'm not a good typer on my iPhone, Paul, I can tell you that. I'm a fat fingerer like you've never seen. And this came up right away. Chris didn't do so. This is CNN. Black unemployment rate falls to record low. Notice the date of the article, 2019, right before the Wuhan virus hit. So it's fascinating that Chris Cuomo cuts off his data in 2016 before Trump's elected. And all he had to go was go to CNN's own website and put black unemployment under Trump, and he would have found out that black unemployment was at a record low. No, not record.